In 1969, we landed on the moon using a computer with less memory than a modern washing machine. So naturally, when NASA says, hey everyone, we're going back to the moon, just give us about 15 years. A certain corner of the internet goes, what? That's suspicious. Let's explore this. Hello there, welcome back to Star Stuff, where we learn about cool things and expose nonsensical things. So apparently in conspiracy theorists' minds, space exploration should work like Amazon. Hello NASA, I'd like one moon mission. Yes, overnight shipping please. But the long wait for Artemis II reveals something fascinating, not just about rockets, but about human psychology. So Artemis II is the first crewed mission of the Artemis program. 4 astronauts will launch aboard NASA's Space Launch System, traveling roughly 384,000 kilometers to the moon, loop around it, and return safely to Earth. No landing yet, as I said in my previous Artemis video. So this mission is basically the first dress rehearsal before humans actually land in Artemis III. Think of it like this. Apollo was the original blockbuster. Artemis is the remastered sequel with better graphics and significantly more safety checks. One of the most common arguments goes like this. If we went to the moon in the 1960s, why is it taking so long now? Which sounds logical until you realize something. Apollo wasn't a long-term program. Apollo was basically a geopolitical speed run. The United States and the Soviet Union were in the Cold War, and landing on the moon was a symbolic victory. So NASA had massive funding, national urgency, and enormous risk tolerance. Back then, the philosophy was, we'll fix it on the way. Today, the philosophy is more like, let's test it 7,000 times before putting humans inside. And honestly, that seems reasonable. Launching humans into space is not like launching a weather balloon. You are accelerating humans to 28,000 kilometers per hour, sending them through vacuum and radiation, re-entering the atmosphere at Mach 25, and if anything goes wrong, you can't pull over. You can't call roadside assistance. And Uber doesn't operate in the lunar surface yet. Okay, here's where things get interesting. Because the delay itself becomes fuel for conspiracy thinking. Psychologists actually study this. There are several cognitive biases that play a role. Number 1 is impatience bias. Humans hate waiting. If something takes longer than expected, our brains start to assume something must be wrong. This works fine when you're waiting for a pizza. But space exploration is slightly more complicated than pepperoni logistics. Number 2 is complexity aversion or avoidance. When something becomes too complicated to understand, people simplify it. Instead of, building rockets is extremely difficult, the brain jumps to, this must be fake. It's the mental equivalent to closing a maths textbook and declaring numbers a government conspiracy. Number 3, pattern seeking. Humans evolved to detect patterns. This helped our ancestors survive. But sometimes we see patterns that aren't really there. So when someone notices delays, budget increases, changing schedules, they connect the dots and assume deception. When in reality, that's just what massive engineering projects look like. Number 4, the distrust of institutions, which is a broader psychological factor. Some people already distrust large institutions, governments, agencies, experts. So when NASA announces timeline changes, it fits into a pre-existing narrative of, see, they're hiding something. Even though in reality, engineering schedules change all the time. So let's talk about what NASA is actually building. Because Artemis isn't just one mission. It's an entire lunar infrastructure. NASA is developing the SLS rocket, the Orion spacecraft, the Lunar Gateway Space Station, landing systems, and future lunar habitats. This is basically the beginning of permanent human operations near the moon. That's not Apollo 2.0. That's Moon Civilization Starter Pack. And as I mentioned in my last Artemis video, in Artemis II, the 4 astronauts will fly around the moon in about 10 days, and they'll test life support systems, spacecraft navigation, deep space communication, and high-speed lunar re-entry. The Orion capsule will slam back into Earth's atmosphere at around 40,000 kilometers per hour, which is not the sort of thing you want to test out for the first time with astronauts on board. So if NASA were trying to fake space missions, they've chosen an incredibly strange strategy, because they publish mission plans years in advance, they invite international tracking stations, they allow amateur astronomers to track spacecraft, and they live stream launches worldwide. That would be an extremely bizarre way to run a secret. It's like trying to fake a magic trick while shouting the instructions through a megaphone. So yes, returning humans to the moon is taking time, but that's not evidence of deception. It's evidence of something far more important. Because when Artemis II launches, it won't be just another rocket launch. It will be the moment where humans once again leave Earth's orbit and head back to the moon. And this time, we're planning to stay. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and share it with people who have a growing skepticism of the moon landings. I'd also love to hear from you, so let me know how you're feeling about Artemis II closing in so soon. Cool beans!